Liverpool, renowned worldwide for its contributions to the arts industry and European Capital of Culture 2008. However, like the rest of the country, the city has been hit with big cuts to the arts funding. Nationwide, Arts Council England's budget has decreased by over £100 million since 2009. Yet whilst there are theatres and organisations suffering from the cuts, here in Liverpool, acclaimed concert venue The Philharmonic Hall was granted funds for a refurbishment programme worth £13.8 million in 2014, and the Everyman Theatre was redeveloped over 3 years for a sum of £28 million before reopening in March 2014. Whilst this is good news for the culture in the city, what does it mean for the culture in the smaller communities of Merseyside? Outside of the city, independently run theatres have to operate on continually lower budgets. The Citadel Arts Centre in the town of St Helens has lost £27,000 in its funding over the last 2 years.
The Citadel is a multidisciplinary accessible arts venue, and we run a full range of community workshops for all of the community. It's fully accessible and it's open to anybody who wants to participate. Another part of what we do is that we offer a live events programme. It's an eclectic range of different genres. We offer everything from theatre through to live music, comedy, and also conferencing and corporate events. Citadel is a registered charity and a not-for-profit organisation. Our core funding comes from St Helens Council and the Rainford Trust. We also supplement this funding through our own internal events programme. And our projects are funded by external organisations who supply funding opportunities to organisations such as ourselves. This includes the Arts Council, Big Lottery Fund, Heritage Lottery Fund, and the BBC. I think budget cuts have affected the arts as an industry as a whole. Central governments are obviously reducing the amount of funding that they're putting into the arts up at the top, which affects funding that comes through the Arts Council England, and it also affects funding that comes from local councils, which is something that we rely on quite heavily here at the Citadel. Our council funding has been cut quite significantly over the last couple of years. We also used to have Arts Council funding, but that was lost in 2008. And that there's other aspects of funding which happen both nationally and regionally, which affect the way that the venue's income and revenue is generated. For example, approaching the Olympics in 2012, funding to the arts in general reduced, and that'll pick up again hopefully soon. The majority of our live events programme is self-sufficient in terms of funding. The way we generate the revenue for the productions pays for the staffing and the costs for the events. Areas where we have seen an effect by budget cuts is the way we manage the venue internally. We've had to restructure different parts of our operations to fit in with the budget cuts, which has had some effect on the way we operate as a venue. These aren't necessarily things that the audience base will see, or indeed anyone accessing any of our workshops, but it's something that we see internally as staff in the organisation. I think that venues such as ourselves learn to adapt to various budget cuts as they come along. It's an all too common occurrence now. People expect budget cuts. We can plan into the future. We can have a lot of foresight and generate development plans, looking at what might happen, various different pathways we can go down, various different eventualities. I think this helps develop the venue in the future. You're prepared. But I think as an industry, the arts is always going to be required by the community. It's always going to be a source of entertainment. And hopefully, it will remain to be such an integral part of people's lives.